Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do a little bit of a different video because that's what we're going to do. So I decided that I would share my first story time. Yeah! So first things first, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment for your girl. Let me just get started. So after I had my first son, Jeremiah, he was 18 months. I was looking for a job finally, like where is your girl going to work? So I went to this interview. It was at a security company and they hired me the same day and I was supposed to start the next day if I'm not mistaken. I was really happy because I needed a job, like your girl needed a job. So I started the job. It was high intensity at times and stuff, and it was black owned. It was mainly black people in the office. I worked there for maybe a year or a little less than a year, and the boss of the company, he was real nice. He was real nice to me. He like took us all, the office, on like a trip together. We went to some part of Florida and I was able to bring my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, and you know, that was fun. You know, that was lit. Okay, it's been months since I've been working here. I've been having a couple of problems just because I mean, I was a secretary. I had a lot of responsibilities on me, and then you know, when some people are older, they try to take advantage of you or tell you certain things that aren't true, and because you're either new to the job or you're just trying to do, like, you're not thinking somebody's trying to do something bad that works there, you know, you get wrapped up in things that you shouldn't have. So there's a couple of things I was wrapped up in that I had no control over, that I was like, those people were fired, but I kept my job because obviously I didn't do anything wrong in the situation that I was aware of. So boom, so I was already having kind of issues there, and then at the time my son was having blood issues. He had to go to Children's Hospital a lot, so there were a lot of times when I was like, I have to leave work early or I can't come because my baby comes first, and they put a lot of pressure on me about not being there, making me feel so bad and stuff. And you know, when you need a job and some people aren't, I guess, supportive of what's going on in your life, which I mean, it's not really the job's job to do that, but it was hard for me to make a decision whether to go or not go because my baby, but how was I going to take care of my baby? So it was a lot of push back and forth. It was stressful. Okay, it was stressful. So one day, we're a security team and we offer security for different businesses and companies in DC and other areas. So one day, mind you, the boss of the whole company, his sister, this is his sister that I'm talking about. I'm not going to say her name, obviously, but she's an older woman. She was nice and kind of funny off rips, like from when I first started working there. She was cool, like, you know, whatever. So one day I was giving out what was I doing? I give out uniforms and everything like that, and she came to my desk and she said something to me, something that it was rude. I know we had some words back and forth, and I was kind of like, whoa, like I had to end the conversation because you wilding out. I can't remember exactly what said, but that's not the point. So after we had our little disagreement at the front desk, I always have to go in the back to get the uniforms for the officers. So officer came in, I had to go get his uniform. Her office is in that same uniform place. So I go back there. I'm very mature, I would like to think, okay? So I go back there. I didn't say anything. I was getting the stuff on bloom, and then she's like, oh, so you're not gonna say nothing? You're not gonna say nothing? And I was like, girl, like, what do you want me to say? Like, you was tripping. Like, I'm not a child. Don't talk to me like that. She's like, that's fine. I'll fix you. So she gets on the phone and says, yeah, y'all can come up. She ain't trying to say nothing. So y'all can come up and jump her after work. Wow. A grown ass woman. Like, she has gray hair. Like, I mean, what? Who you calling to jump me? So right when she said that, I'm like, alright, bruh. So I called my boss, who was my direct boss. I called her and be like, I'm just letting you know, so-and-so just got on the phone and told somebody they should come up here and jump me after work. And she's like, oh, she did? She said that? Yeah, she just said that. And she's like, okay, well, we'll talk to her, da-da-da-da. Like, what do you mean? Like, she just threatened my person. She threatened my person. I am a little person, okay, in general. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm pretty little, okay? So if y'all want to jump me, I need to call reinforcements. I need to go to Jesus. I need to do some things so I can karate chop everybody. Wow, wow. Y'all ain't taking me out with no pump. So I went back to the front desk. I was about to get off of work anyway. So I'm like at the front desk like, alright, young. My direct boss let me leave a little early that day because I had to drop some packages off or something. So when I got in the car, first of all, before I walked out the building, you know, I'm checking, like looking like, bruh, ain't nobody about to sneak me out here, you know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. Like, how you threaten me to jump me over something that happened at work? Like, girl, are you gonna grow up yet? Nobody was outside, of course. I got in the car. I locked my doors. We don't play them games. I locked my car doors, okay? And I called my mother, who my mother is, she a hood type joint. She could be real hood, alright? So I called my mother and told my mother the whole thing. And she said, excuse me, do I need to come up there? I said, no, I'm just letting you know, just in case, you know what I'm saying, you know what's good. Okay, so I left work. I went home. I called my boyfriend, my husband now, boyfriend. Let him know what's going on. Of course, he was like, quit the job. Quit the job. There's too much stuff going on. It's always something. And now they're threatening you. Like, somebody gonna jump, like, quit the job. So, I've always been real weird about quitting things. I don't really like to quit things. Like, I don't like to verbally tell people, like, I quit. I feel bad. So, I was telling him, like, okay, you're right. And then my mother was saying the same thing. She's like, it's not worth it. Like, we can take care of what we need to take care of. Because at the time I was living with my mom anyway. She's like, we'll take care of it. Like, God will open another door. You don't need to be working under that kind of stress. This is not even the job you want for the rest of your life. Like, it's not that serious. Basically, I ended up, because I decided I wasn't going to go back that day. And after that day. Because, first of all, you threatened somebody to jump me. So who knows if I get there or when I leave work. And the second, I had already been having so many different problems in there. And it was just, the office felt so emotionless. Like, no one understood. It was almost like nobody had kids but me. So nobody, like, it was just so stressful. I was always stressed. So I just wrote an email to my direct boss, and I BCC'd, you know, so they couldn't see the head of the company, thinking that, you know, as long as I tell him what's going on too, that he'll, you know, understand, and somebody would email me back and let me know that, you know, we understand, blah, blah, blah. I emailed her what happened and why I'm leaving. And then I won't be back. She emails me back this long email saying, basically, you both were wrong and blah, blah, blah. We both were wrong? Like, what? It was so crazy to me, because I'm like, I did not, right when she threatened me, I called you. I didn't even come back at this lady. And when we first had the conversation, when we were arguing, I didn't go at her like that either. How was I wrong? Can you tell me? Are you watching? Can you tell me right now? No, you can't, because I wasn't wrong. But I was so frustrated because I felt like the job was tarnishing my character. And I know I would like to think I'm a good person. I try to be peaceful. I don't be trying to fight people. I don't be trying to do all that, because it's not that serious. Like, you're not hurting my kids or something like that, then we don't need to fight. We don't need to argue. I don't go home to you. We don't need to talk about it. So for them to make it seem like I was just young and the job was too much for me and I didn't know what I was doing. Like, no, y'all have too many things on the agenda for the receptionist. And I hope they know that today. There needs to be more than one person, because lugging back and forth those heavy uniforms, checking them in addition to, and that's just one part of the job. In addition to all the other receptionist duties that you have to do, like, bruh. Needless to say, I took her email in stride. I did not respond to her email because I'm a big girl. And I'm not going to go back and forth with you and argue with you about how I was threatened and how I told you as my boss and now you're blaming it back on me. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. Of course, the woman wasn't penalized or anything like that because her brother owes the company. So regardless if I would have responded or not, or if I would have acted a fool or not, they were going to kick me out of it anyway because I'm not family. And that sucks too, because she was wrong. I even heard a couple times he fired her before and then rehired her. So they've had issues with this lady before. I'm not the one to be having no test runs and well, we know we got problems with her, but we just going what? No. You're not going to treat me like crap. I left the job, never looked back. I actually got another job a couple months after that I kind of liked, and you know, time went on, blah, 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 blah. Whole nother different story time. But I just wanted to share that story time with you guys, my first story time. If you guys like my story time, if you want to hear more story times, please put your requests or whatever below. If you want to ask me questions, send them to my email, girl. I will answer you. We go talk about it. Okay? So I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll holla.